everybody, how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial wreaths, swags, things for the home decor, things for the garden decor, sympathy tributes, weddings and much, much more. Right, today guys, oh it's a bit chilly today so I've got my jacket on again, my furry jacket. I want to thank you all for your wonderful messages again from the blue and silver wreath that we did yesterday. You're all so very sweet and it's again so very heartwarming and touching, you know, that I just can't believe that I've got a wonderful, wonderful family around the world. And as well from the lady also from Canada, you know, welcome again. I hope you're well as well and everything's really good and going great where you are. Right, I had a request. First of all, I'm doing something, I don't know, I just wanted to do something autumnal today. But before we do that, I had a request of a lovely lady called Ellen. Now, Ellen would like me to show her how to cut foam to size to fit in a container, and also how to cover the foam, and as well she'd like to know how to extend short stems into long stems to get the height. So we're going to do that, but before we do, I'm going to go through what we're going to do as well after we've shown the lovely lady Ellen. So I've decided to get a plastic brick container, what you put your foam in. So, and I've got one piece of brick foam, and we're going to do like something in the house, because some people always haven't got gardens or to, you know, to show off wreaths on doors. They live in a block of flats or a high rise or anything like that. So they'd like to, some people like to celebrate seasons and have things inside the house. So we've got that. So I've got 2 pumpkin frames. Now I may have to just pause the video once I start showing you how I do, because I'm going to wrap some twine around, just around here, and it can take a while. Well, I say take a while, but if I went all the way around, it would really take a while. But I'm only going to do it around the top of the pumpkin. And I'm going to place the pumpkins on the foam like so. So if I just show you like that, I'm going to cable tie them together around here just to keep the top together. But the bottom of it, I'm going to have open so I can place things inside as well. So that's what we're going to do with that. So I'll start to show you the twine, how I put the twine on, but then I'll pause it and I'll finish it, and then I'll, you know, restart the video again, carry it on. I may use some ribbon. I don't want a lot, so I've got out some with pumpkins on. It's just a 1.5 inch ribbon. I may just use that on its own, or I may use this one on its own, or both together. And this one's got pumpkins on as well, so we may use that. And this is a 2.5 inch ribbon on that one, so we may use those. Because I've got to cover my foam, this is what we're going to show Ellen. I use wreath wrap. Yes, wreath as is spelled as W-R-E-A-T-H. Now, Ellen, you can get this off Amazon or any florist shop, or any, if you live in the States, Michael's, Hobby Lobbies, probably Joann's or anything like that. Or you can get it just online. Again, go onto Google and put wreath wrap or florist wreath wrap, and you will get that and it will come up. Amazon, they sell it, and I get it from sometimes Lily Jade or Amazon. If I'm in urgent need of it, then I'll go on Amazon because it comes the next day. Now, for our foliage, I've left this one because I want to extend some of this. I'm going to show Ellen how to extend some of the stems. So with these, I will show you, Ellen, that I will pull them off, and because they are, and I use them individually, and because there's nothing on there, I need to put a pick on it, and then I'll show you how to put another pick on it to make it even higher. So that I'll show you as well. I have tried to prepare today, guys. I want to make this, like, again, oranges, the odd cream colour, a bit of tan and deep red. I want that warmy feeling. So I've got out this fern that I will place in and around the bottom, or maybe just the odd ones sticking up. I won't use the full bunch because it will take a lot of room. Now, I've decided today, because of the colour, instead of going for my Calais or my Solar, I've decided to use grape leaf. And the grape leaf that I've got is in, well, I had two different colours, but this one is like more autumnal colours instead of just the plain green. So, pity it hasn't got real grapes on. I'd be sat here chomping away. But we've got the grape leaf, and with it being all the reds in it, as well as the odd with green as well, and I thought that may look nice. So I've only got one stem out because I don't want to use a full stem, more than that. And again, I've got out, now these are, I checked these last night, guys, from the ones that I did with the blue. These ones are acorn leaves. The blue ones, it wasn't that I thought it was elm yesterday. It's not elm. Elm's a different shape. So these I've sprayed with a bit of spray. Now for Ellen, if she needs to wonder what spray it is, I'll just grab it. Now this spray is for cut, dried silk flowers and accessories. Now this colour tells you here what it is, copper tone, and the bit on the top shows you the colour that it is inside as well. Now this is if you've got a green leaf and you want to add a bit of different colour, or spray the whole leaf in a different colour, because you can get many colours. This is called Spring Pro Florist, and it's from Holland. It's called Florist Deco Spray, and if I bring it closer, hopefully it zooms in and you may be able to see. So that is what it is, and it states at the bottom, right in white writing across here, what it is for, which is for silk flowers. And you just shake it up, then spray it and let it dry. It doesn't take long to dry. So we've got that for you, Ellen, if you need to know as well. Now I've only taken a few of these out, some maple leaves in cream, because I wanted to add a little bit of cream colour in as well. There was on a bunch, but the bunch is there. I've placed them in a bucket at the side instead of on the floor. I've got to get back to my normal self. So I've cut them off the bunch. If I need any more, I've got the bunch here and I will cut a few more. But I've only taken out, I think about 6 I've got here. Yeah, 6 here. I've also taken out just 5 of fern. Now, I've got this autumnal fern where it's lighter orange at the top and then going into a rich red at the bottom. And this is from the company called Leaf, and it is a rubber texture. I know one lady who's a subscriber, she goes on to Leaf now, and she's ordered something from there, and she loves the quality because they are exceptional quality. So we've got just 5 of those because I don't want those again all the way around. Now, as I was going through my bucket, I found these at the bottom on their own, these little twiggy bits, which I love, where you can manipulate because they are wired right to the tip, and you can manipulate into any shape. You can just wrap it around your finger and have a little bit of a curl or a swirl around the stem. It's your decision. Now I've got these, and I thought, well, we'll get these for it's long. I mean, the stem was longer, guys, but to fit him when there was, I mean, they've got to have been over a metre high, which is 100 centimetres. So I thought, I don't want them sticking up too far. So I tend to cut them down because I know I won't use the bottom of the stem, but I saved that bottom of the stem. So I've got these with a bit of green and red in as well, from I think it's, I can't remember what it's called, guys. But anyway, sorry. I thought with it being a bit twiggy, it's like an autumnal where the leaves, some of the leaves have fell off of these ends, and it's starting to, the leaves are starting to drop. So I thought that may add some in. I'm not going to stick them into that full height, because I want to probably chop away at it. Now I've chopped these off of a stem before I started. I thought because these are like an olive, this birch, and if you look around like there, you see a very faint tone of like is it like a tanny colour, a browny colour, or orange, I'm not sure, where it looks like these are starting to change colour. You see them on the odd leaf around. So I thought that would be nice as well. It's not got any gloss on it. It is a matte finish. So because some of these are like the acorn leaves with this spray on are quite glossy. So I wanted to just bring that down a little bit so it doesn't become too much of like, I don't know, what's the word, guys? Sparkly type of thing. Not sparkly, but you know what I mean. Going into like a Christmas theme with all the glitter, sparkle and the bright colours, metallic, that's the word. I've got out a fresh bunch, but I've took it out the bag already. And then I've got one where I've been chopping on it. I've cut one off there and used it. But I just thought I'd get these out and keep one bunch here in case I need it as well. Now, I've got these. These are obviously the Chinese lanterns, but they are in a deeper colour than the vibrant orange. And I got these from my local supermarket, Tesco. £3 for one. So I went in and got some. And it's only because, I've tried to grow Chinese lanterns myself, but my cat keeps lying on them. So they just keep dying off. So we've given up trying. We've tried for about 2-3 years. So, but I thought because it's got a bit of red underneath, like a deep, what's the word for that orange? Oh my goodness, like a rusty orange going with a red. So I thought we could just add a bit of that, maybe going up the pumpkin. And I've only taken out 3 of these, some seed heads, and I thought in a off-white, and I thought we could have those as well, maybe in and around. So 4, oh my goodness, I've got to stretch. I thought I'll add a bit of floral. I want to, because everything's orange and everything, I want a bit of like peach and red. So I've got the deep burgundy. Now, are they the, I can't make out whether they're not the ruscus. They may be the peonies or the roses, but the deep red with a little bit of daisies on as well, and the foliage, green foliage with fern. And then I've also got these out. I've got some baby carnations and chrysanthemums in as well. with, again, their own little foliage with brown fern this time, and just the odd little bit of a swirly bit there. So I thought they would look lovely together. And finally, I wanted some pumpkins because we're doing a pumpkin shape. So now I've got a big one that I thought may look nice in the middle. But then I've also got a green, or like, I'll say like a sage green. This big one's really heavy. But like a sage green. Then I've got like the Hessian, a red, deep burgundy velvet, an orange Hessian, a cream velvet, a cream plastic effect, and also I have got like a minx colour there, like a mustard colour in velvet as well. So I've got those out. I may not use them all because I'm thinking of maybe scattering them around. So that is what we've got for our project today. So before we start, I want to show the lady Helen. Right, I've just found this in the container. It just was right at the front, so I thought that would be okay. And I'm going to bring the camera down. So we're going to put some foam in there. I use one piece of foam, guys. So when I'm spraying things, I stick the stems in so they can stand up and spray, because sometimes I do them both sides. So it's got a lot of holes in. So I don't mind chopping this one up just to show, you know, Helen how I do it. And I always, you can get knives, what you use to cut foam, but I just get this long spatula from your own houseware, shop, what sells kitchen utensils and things, and it is just a long spatula which is long enough to cut what I need, and that's all I use for that. So I'm gonna bring the camera down so then I can show the lady Helen what I do, and then after that straight away we will start doing our project. So please bear with me, guys, because there is people out there who are new starters who do need that guidance or bit of advice. So we've all been there. So, let's show Helen. So I'm just going to alter the camera. I've got it close again today. So I want to hopefully bring it around there. I may have to check the camera again once we start doing our project. Right, Helen. So I've got a round container. Let me bring my sleeves up. And it also applies to square ones as well. With square or rectangle, it's easier to cut. But if you do, I'm going to show you a round one because some people like rounder shaped containers to put arrangements in. So I thought I'd show you this one. So all I do, I'll do it from this side because that's got a lot of holes in. Again, I use this to put my stems in when I'm spraying. So all I do is place it where I want it. So I measure this smallest side here where the hole starts. And then I make sure it's okay on either side. And I press it down. Just press it. If you look now, it has shown me the shape of the pot or container. So then I go in and around there with this. If I just cut that one off now here, and I just cut down like that, and that I don't need. So that, as you can see now, it's like little triangles on each corner that need to come off. So all I do is follow, well, I tend to do it this way because it goes all the way down and then it comes off like so. So it's a bit rugged, but let's do this side and then take this one. And you don't have to have your foam flush, because not always are you putting things up, you know, right to the side. And even if you did, you can have longer stems. So it doesn't always have to fit tight. But if you want it tight, then you can. And because I've got this shape left on here, to get rid of all these little squares and lines, I just rub it around to smooth those off. Like so. So you've got a smoother finish. It can get a bit messy, but don't worry. Now, all I then do, push it in, like so. Now, if you're doing something for in the house, you can cover it with moss on the top. So I'm going to show you with a bit of moss what we do. And then with our project today, I will show you also, Ellen, you will see what I do with the wreath wrap. So let's get a little bit of moss. I keep my moss in a little tub. This is reindeer moss. You can get Spanish moss. I've got a bit of a light one from a different one, but this is, you know, damp. Oh, it smells beautiful. And I've pressed that down now. So then I get some pins, some floral pins. If you haven't got any of those, don't worry, Helen, honestly. But you've got wire like this, floral wire. You can easily cut a little bit off each time, like so. Let me just cut that. Then bend it over like a letter U shape, like the pins, like that. And you can use that to hold in your moss. So if I just place a little bit of moss where I want it. Now, some people don't put a lot on because they say, well, you won't see it when everything's in anyway. That's fine. If you don't want to put a lot on, you don't have to. There's no rules. But here is the wire that I've cut. And then all you do to hold it in, just press it down. But if you have any floral pins like that, then you can use them. And just spread it around wherever you want it, just to hold it in. Again, you don't have to have it in, you know, covering all the gaps up. Especially around the central point, because you're not going to be, like people say, see it. So, but they do tend to make sure that they put it around the sides in case you do make an arrangement where the side is on show. So I just get little bits on little things like that. If I was doing a big bit, then I get a big clump in my hand. So I just pull, with the moss, you just pull it apart like that. There's nothing else to do to it. And I place that one round there. Place a pin in. Right, I can see a little bit there. Always check. Again, especially around the sides. Place in your pin. And I've got a bit there. So that is that. Then, I mean, not everybody does what I do. You know, again, everybody's got their own way. If I see little bits hanging over the side, I just get my scissors and cut along the container. That one could do with a pin in. If any are loose and you aren't holding down, just place another pin in, And then I just give it a haircut and just go neatly around the edge, just by giving it that little bit of a cut. Like so. So then that is what you get. So that is all you need to do with if you're using moss, Helen. There's nothing more. It's, you know, especially if you use, I like fresh moss. I don't like dried moss. The fresh moss, if you put it in a tight container like this, I mean, I've had this, oh gosh, it's got to be well over a year and it's not gone brown. It doesn't dry out. It is wonderful. So that is if you want to use moss. Again, I will show you with this wreath wrap when we do our project. So that's how you place in some foam in a round container. So that's that one. So now concerning extending, I think if I get something that I've got what's an oddment, then I will do it that way for you. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, where are my oddments? I'm sure I must have something in oddments. Bear with me one moment. Sorry guys, I thought I was prepared. Oh. I know what I could use. What we've got. Let's get one of these out. These are on short stems. Right. Now I have that on a short stem and I may want that to be up here, but because of the stem, Ellen, is only tiny, it looks like you can only place it there. So then what I do, I have these. They are the iron floral wire. Well, not wire, floral picks. You'll be able to get them anywhere. So for this, you're going to need your floral tape and a pick. So then whoops, all the things just come off. Does that come off? Oh, there. Let me glue that in. I don't want that staying loosey-goosey. So what I do, again, not everybody does it the way I do it, but I dip this in glue just at the top so it stays on there. So I'm going to just put a bit of glue on the end. If you don't want to, that's fine. But I've got the glue on the end of it and I'm just going to stick it on the stem. You don't have to put it right to the top. You can put it nearer to the bottom of the stem that you have. Then I get my tape, place it over where the glue is, so then the tape will stick to the glue. Because I've had experiences myself where this tape is fabulous, but then after a certain length of time it starts to loosen. So then you just pull as you're wrapping the tape around the stem. As you know, don't pull too hard because it does, you know, break. Well, not break, it snaps off because it's quite fragile. And by pulling it, you're activating some sticky substance, like a bit of a waxy glue. So I keep going down past the stem of this because I don't want to stop where that stem of this finishes. So I go past it for about 1 inch to 2 inch and then I double up and I come back up. And that's only just to give it a little bit of extra more support by placing the tape on. And I just keep wrapping round. I'm doing it slow for you so you can catch what I'm doing. And then when I get nearer the top, I pull that off and I'm left with this little bit. So then what I do, oh, I've got my glue gun on today. I will get my glue gun, place a little bit of a glue on it, and then go round with it and then glue it on. If a little bit of glue seeps out, don't worry, Helen. You can just wipe that off. Don't pull it because you'll pull the tape. Just wipe it. So now you have a longer stem. So now you can place then that now up there. So I hope that that has helped. And then you can manipulate it if you want it to hang over, or if you want to give it a curl in the stem. It's entirely your decision, or if you'd like it just to sit upright. Or even if you want it on the bottom, but you want it further out, you've now got that, and you can bring it further out. So I hope that that has helped, Helen, for you. So now I'm going to do our project, and this one I'm going to show you how I attach the wreath wrap. So this is another way of doing it. So we're going to need for this some more floral pins, and it's just plastic paper, and it also, if it's going outside, it's basically covering your foam from getting wet. So with this, even in the inside, I don't mind using it. I quite like it. But it's also covering the foam, so you won't see any foam. So then you don't always, depending on what design you're doing, have to cover in the gaps because you can see the foam. You won't with this. You'll just see green, and that's what people liked. You know, when they look through it, they don't want to see the foam. They want to just see green at the bottom. Or you can spray it if you wish, but I like to do it this way. So now with this, I hang it over. As you can see, it's not all the way on like that to start with. So I hang it over, so there's about half and half. Then I get a floral pin and place it in just to hold that wreath wrap in place. Then I go round, and I keep doing it where it's half and half. Once I've gone round, as you can see, it's hanging over, then I start going round the foam, overlapping the one that's underneath it, just by about half an inch or so, just so it covers it. So if it is going outside, then you won't get any rain or anything going under, you know, inside, because you've overlapped it. So then I just keep wrapping this round, taking it around till I've gone to the end. And then when I go to this end, I hang it over again about half an inch, or about an inch, because this is 2 inch wide. So I do it again like I've done this end. So then I hang that over, and I go all the way around. Once I've gone round, I place in another pin to hold that last bit in. Then I cut it off like so. So now you've got these on the ends, because sometimes when you go and it's out in the rain, if you just did what I did and you don't have any hanging over, the rain will get through the edging on the corners. So I now, like you're wrapping a present, bend that in. If you wish, you can place, to hold it in, one of those pins there and one there. And you can do it on this end as well. You don't have to. But if it makes it easier for yourself, especially if you've got health issues with your hands, and then it is helping you. So now these corners on here are all covered, but that isn't. So now we do it again. But this time I'm not hanging over the edge because all my corners are covered. So I'm just placing it fully on there. And I will place in 2 pins because it's wider. And then all I do is go round just so it's right up to the edge, and then start going round again at a slight angle, overlapping the one that I've placed before. And then once I've reached the edge on the opposite side, let me sit like there, I stop, place in 2 pins again, and then I cut it. So now that on the edging, on these corners, across here is all protected from any rain from outside getting in and making the foam weaker. So that is how you use wreath wrap. So then we've got our container, which is just the same size. What you get from any florist is the place for a full block to sit in. Then I get this different tape. This is called, in the UK, pot tape. I don't know what you call it in the States, but as you can hear, it's much stronger. I turn it upside down, place some in the centre, not right on the edge, just in the centre. Just rub it down so it sticks where the grooves are. Then I bring it around over the top, just giving it a little bit of a pull so it's tight. It doesn't matter if it's not sticking there, it's sticking here and underneath. Then I go back under, pulling a little bit, and where I put the last one here, I make sure this goes over the top and goes over about 1 inch of where I started the other one, because then it will stick to that tape instead of the plastic. So that is that, and that is holding now in my foam. So I will do it again at the other end, because I like to do at least 2. You can have it going across that way if you wish as well, but I find that just by placing 2 in, depending on what you're making, if it's quite weighty, then I may place another one in. But pull it again, bring it round, and then go over that other tape that you started with by about 1 inch, and then cut it. So now it is in and it's not going to move. So I hope that that one also as well, my sweetheart, helped, and it gave you some idea as well. So with this, I'm going to have to just get my scissors and just make a slit there for that to sit in, because and then I'm going to place some glue in it. That's the reason I've got my glue gun on, so it will stay in, because this is metal framing, it's not wire, it's metal. So we will place that in there, and then this one is going to join to there like so, but I'll have that a little bit wider so they join up together like that. So I want to get a cable tie before we start. And you can do this in several places. So if now I know where I want it place it on top, and I'm going to place one cable tie here. And before I pull it extremely tight, I'm going to make sure it's together perfect. Gosh, it's hard to keep it still. And maybe you need smaller cable ties. Yeah, I'm going to need the smaller ones because they're a bit too long. So let's get some smaller ones. I'm using black because we've got a black pumpkin. So while that's holding that in, again, I'll level it up. So I've got one there. Let's just take this big one off because it's moving. It can't go no further, meaning it can't tighten up any further. Then I'm going to get one on this side as well. Let's just get it ready. And then make sure this is leveled up with that one. Like so. And then just snip that off. And because that's like that now, I want to get to hold these here. And I'm just placing these at the top, as you can see here, to keep it together at the top. And I'm placing on one either side. Bring that little square bit in and then just snip them off. I'm going to see if I can get it a little bit closer. And move that down. So now I've got the handles together at the top. Oh, I've just moved it. Let me just force it back. There we go. So that is going to go like that, and then I'm going to open it like so, so then it can sit inside the foam. So before we do that, again, we're going to be placing some twine. And all I'm going to do is start here. I'm going to just place a little bit of a knot because I don't want it coming undone. Just cut that little bit there. So I'm just going to cut some and show you how I start. Right, let me just go to the end, wrap it around my fingers, just so it's easier to thread it in and out of the hole. But then what I now do, I go in and I go around. Now I do that with the first one. Then if you'd like to get a little bit of a glue, just place that on and then go round it again and then go over the glue. Got the glue on. So then the twine sticks to the glue. So you just keep threading it around, weaving it in and out. Oh, Linda, weaving. Yes, those weaving needles should be coming today, I think. I've had an email. And this can, like I say, I may stop the video while I do this. I just wanted to give you an idea and show you how I do it. And I pull it tight as well. I don't leave it loose. I pull it tight so it's all, and then push it all down like so, so it meets and there's no gaps. So I do it like so. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put the video just on pause. It won't seem like a long time to you because I'm just placing it on pause while I do that and go all the way around. So one moment, because otherwise it will take a while. Welcome back. I told you I didn't go for long. Right, I've done all the weaving with the twine around it. When I went to the edges, I just put a bit of glue from my glue gun on the edge so the twine would stick and wouldn't fall down from the corners. So it's like that. And I've gone along the bottom here as well. So then it's got all of that done. So now I want to place it in here. And I'm going to have to open it a little bit when I put it in, because I want it around here. So I've got to make a little bit of a slit with, let me just mark where I'm going to about there. So I'm just going down a bit with my scissors as well, just to create, hopefully that when I push it in, I may have to go a bit further. In fact, let's do it all across. So that's one, and I want the other one around here. So let's just mark there, and then it'll be here. So I'm going to go all the way across, doing the same thing, just going down a bit with my scissors. If you've got a knife, you can use a knife. You don't have to use scissors. I should have got my floral knife out, but I haven't. So they are going to be pushed in like that. And then I'm going to glue those in. As you can see, it's in already, standing, waiting to start. So before I do that, if I just get my cord, I'm going to place some glue. I have to be quite quick with this before it dries. Inside, and then I'm going to sit those in like that. And then I've kept out some pins, and I'm going to dip those in glue as well. And I'm going to place those over so they hold it in and give it a little bit more support. So that's that one. Now I'm going to put one in each section, both sides, and then the middles as well. One in the middle. And push it right down. And then the last one. And push that in as well. So that gives it just that little extra support of staying in place, so it won't move. Let me just get the glue now off my hands. So there we have it. So now it doesn't come out. So what we want to start again with our bow, I may just have a little bit of bow hanging from here with just a couple of tail ends each, but we'll see when we've got the flowers in if it needs it. So let's, first of all, I want to just, now what I do, let me just place that there. I'm going to chop these off. I don't want it high going above, I want it around the bottom. So I'm doing shorter stems. So, and I may not use all of these. If not, again, as I say, you can use them for other projects. Just save them. So here we go. Now we've got all the preparation out of the way, we can start. And I do want to go along the bottoms here as well. So I'm going to place those in. And Helen, if you do use reef wrap this, your stems, if you cut them at a 45-degree angle, will go in without any issue. And I'm going to place, and I'm pushing them right up to the last leaf here, the stems. And I'm going to have two. Cut that one a little bit shorter. I don't need it that long. Sorry if you can hear a dog, it's Maisie. And we turn it around so it's like that. And we do the same. Oh, this glue is very stringy today. I did put a few new glue sticks in. Just cut that a little bit shorter as well. And then place. that one in also. So now we have it going all the way around. Just manipulate that leaf. So that is what we've got along our bottom. I'm going to put a few of the conifer in. Okay, let's use the one that I used first. Snip these off. And I'm going to add in those. And when I tend to, I think Ellen asked how long I cut my stems. It all depends on how high you'd like your stems to be. If you want them really short around the edges and underneath the bottom, then I cut them quite short. But if you want them just slightly longer to go a bit further up, then I only take so much off. But I always cut at a 45-degree angle, so then it will go through the wreath wrap. And as you can see, I'm placing these in on each of the corners. Or around the corner as well, just so there's a bit of green. I could, if I just cut these smaller, these two. Now I've cut these at a smaller stem, as you can see. They're only 2 inches long. And what I want to do with these is go in at a diagonal position and just let them sit above here on either end. If I want to add some more, yeah, let's add 2 more either side. We'll save that one. And I'm going to go just sticking out from the center like that. And again, I'm pushing it in at an angle. I'm not going vertical with the stem. So that's our conifer done. Let's have a look at the red. Right, we'll bring some red in. When I do cut, Ellen, off the stem, I bring this out and I cut right to the bottom just in case I need that length. And if not, then I can cut it as I please. So these are push-ups. And the stem now becomes that long. So I don't want it that length, so I will now cut as much as I need off. Because you have to think, if you keep your stems longer and you're pushing long stems into your foam, when you want things to go in from the top, they might catch with your stem, what long stems that have gone right through, and they may get slightly caught. So I'm going to place that one there, and I'm going to bring that. Or shall I bring it through there? So I'm cutting right at the bottom. pushing it up to the top and then cutting my stem shorter. And I'm going around here just to bring that there. No, that won't sit. Do I need? Let's just push that up. Get another one. Push that one up. I may have that in the center, but so I'll hang on to that. So then we have a bit of deep red. Let me just... So I want to incorporate some... See, I was thinking actually that I may have something like that going up the side or around the top. I don't know yet. I'm hanging on to that one. What about the light colour that go up? No, that's not ready for that yet. So I've cut some of these down. I could easily place some more of the orange and bring that up as well. So I'm going to cut some of these wispy bits and place in and around as well. I have to move quite long this time. That's okay. So it's like that. And you don't have to cut exact and have the exact length. You can have, you know, give it some different lengths on the same foliage. So that one was smaller, this one's much longer. Excuse me. So just give it different lengths to give a bit more interest. Do I want any on the sides? I'm going to cut just some smaller pieces. Let's see if I want these. Do I? I'm going to place these two under the end of the conifer so it's not all on top. So you've got the wispiness underneath as well. Like that on that side. Caught up in glue. So that's that. I'll save this one. Again, I may incorporate that in the centre. Oh, I've got a coffee here. My son made me a coffee. Oh, it's got a bit warm. Let's have a look at these. I don't know about those yet. First of all, before we carry on, let's see if I can't get that in. I was going to put that one in, but it doesn't matter. This to the side. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm going to place that in. Got to get it back out now. Cutting the stem on that one as well, because I don't want it being too high up. And I'm going to place that vertical, so it's around that height. I do want red in it. I do like this colour. But I want to place some of these around the sides as well. I don't want all the pumpkins in the centre. I want them to mix up with the foliage. So let's get a few out. Oh, we'll just pull them out as we go along, guys. I think the red's there. So I'm going to place in between the conifer. Again, I'm placing these at a diagonal position, and I'm having that like that. Just part the conifer leaves. So like that. You can place them in, you know, in little groups or just scatter them around. I'm going to scatter them around today. So I've got that one on that side. So I don't want to put like another one of those on the end to make it look uniform. I want different colours. So we'll place like a mustard colour one on this end. And so you've got that sort of effect. So we'll do it as well. We'll use an orange one, a natural. A natural colour. Oh, somebody's here, guys. Or is it my son? So because we've got the Hessian one there, I'm going to use this very light cream on this side. So then we've got different colours on the opposite side. Now I do want some in the centre. So what have we got? Do I need a red in the centre? No, because it'll be right in the with those. So I think I'm going to go for those three. So because we've got the Hessian on this side, I don't want to place the Hessian on this side in the centre. and we've got the cream there. So the cream has got to go this side. The hessian could go here, and then this one on this side. Because I want to do it in like, oh, I'll keep that then. I want to do it sort of like in a triangular position. I get my hands in. Just wipe some of the glue off of that. Let's get it in the widest point. I know I touched that. Is that bit on there? Oh, it's there. Let's wipe that off. And then do I have to get an orange instead? Yeah, we're going to have an orange. Just manipulate that. So we've got those in like that. If I decided I could have 4 in the centre. Just give it a go and see. I would have to manipulate that one to go a bit off. So we've got that. So we can put that away. And then it's like that from the top. Isn't that pretty? So it's got all the pumpkins in. So now we can work around excuse me, the pumpkins. Let's get everything down here because it's right up there. I keep looking at this. I may just stick some of the leaves actually on it or around there, but we'll see. I'm going to hang on to that till the end. I don't want that as of yet. Now let's look at these. I don't know whether these are going to go, guys, because it's not the theme. Grapes usually are summer plants. Looking at it now, it just doesn't go. So then I want to now add in some of our lovely cream maple leaves. Just to bounce off, and you know, just place them in between other foliage as well. Let me cut them all down together. Oops, a daisy. So I've done it like that. Right, because now we've got a lot of cream up here, we need to sort of like tone that down. We need some oranges. So let's see about these. Yeah. Again, I'm not cutting these at long stems because I don't want them sticking out too far. So these have got about a 2-inch stem on them. And these do bend, so I can manipulate them to go, you know, wherever, like that, just to break up this, all this cream, like, because it making it look like it's got a ring and a line all the way around it. So to break that up, I want something darker above it. I can't see. And again, manipulate it. You don't have to have them all that length. You can put a bit of a twist in it just to give it that little bit of a different shape. Just bend that a little bit. And I'm going to place them on the sides as well. Not as high up as those. I'm bringing them just slightly a bit further down, like that. They're higher up. I brought those down further. Again, because I don't want to form a ring with the fern either. Oh, coffee. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting my coffee. No wonder it's always cold. And now I have got, let me just grab them, because I don't want that big thing now. So I have got some red maple. I've got 2 different colours. Well, I've got different maple altogether. Oh, here's a few ornaments I've put on picks. Oh, wonderful. I've got red as well. So I could incorporate those in there. I've got one without a pick, so let's get that on. So we'll hold on to those if we want to use those as well. So it's looking, you can see the big gap still in the centre, and then underneath there's still, you know, plenty of room to put filler foliage in as well. I could put the odd red underneath. Now, I did want some of these to come up. So let's cut one down to, oh my goodness, it is so, oh, great. So I was planning on placing it there and having it just coming up. And because I can manipulate the stem, I can have it going across. With it only being thin, it's not going to get in the way like perhaps if I did the other one. So let's get that there. So we'll place that in. And again, it's coming over. So now if you just want it to lean on top of the framing, I could put two pieces in, doing one either side. Let's just get that through. And then do another one this side to go through on that side. So let's do that. Can't see. Let's get that piece, little piece through there. And then you could have that going across there. Now, if you wanted to attach it because you don't feel that it's staying how you'd like, get a small cable tie or just a piece of wire and just hold it down and wrap it around just so it hangs in place. I like the wispiness, so I'm not going to do nothing with it because that's what I do like. And if you want to go this side as well, we could do that also. So you've got it then, both ends. And Helen, when I've cut everything off of a stem, I save things like this. The reason I save them because if I have a flower or something and it's not got a stem on, I mean, obviously because this is thick, it'd be a bigger flower, but a flower, and then I use that and attach it to the flower and then wrap some of the tape around, so then I've got a long stem. So I save those. I've got a bucket underneath full of them. So I'm going to do it the other side as well. So then I won't have to put that foliage going all the way around. Oh, I've just touched out the leaf. Oh, I have to sort that when it's dry. Bring that bit in. That off there. And again, manipulate your stem. You could even just take it in and out and have it like that. Thread it through. Let me just cut this at a sharper angle. Let's just get that on there. Bring that there. And then bring this one through as well. So you've got it just something different up above. I'm trying to bend these through. Let's see. So then you've just got that. And you could also, I mean, I haven't got any, I haven't purchased any yet. I usually do it a bit later on in the year, probably around November. Get some small Christmas lights and thread them around, and also you could also place them around your foliage and your floral and inside, just so it lightens all this up. Now we have got these as well. I'm going to cut these down. Let's have a look at this one first. Right, I'm going to bring these out from the, the sides and that. Have we got another prong on here? So I could take that one last one off. Oh, that's a shame. No. So that I'll place on its own pick. So I'm going to cut that about there and save that. So this one didn't have its own prong. It was on its own right at the bottom, so I'm placing it on its own pick. Oops, I've just pulled that off. Gosh, I'm dead heavy-handed today. Let me get a bit of glue on the... I don't know what's wrong with me. Glue that back in. Because if it comes off once, it's going to come off again, and it will come off for the customer. And we don't want that. So we've gone there. I don't think we really need the ribbon. Let me just have a look. Oh, I don't know. If I did, I think I'd just put one on. So with these, I'm going to bring these out from the side. Different lengths as well. And just bend the stems so they're not pointing straight. Give them that bit of movement. Oh, now then. So that can sit there. And then just bend that little bit out. Like so. Now I've got a longer piece here. I could put that in the centre. Take this bit off the bottom and place this perhaps in here. Or I could just cut, because I've got it in little pieces. I think I'm going to do that because I've got the flowers still. So I've got 4, and I'm going to dot those around on the outer side. I'm going to place some around the bottom. I'm just lifting up so as you can see, we're at the bottom, and I do that because whatever I've got up here, I do like to incorporate it around the bottom to give it that balance, because if you have something and it's just all in one area, it doesn't look balanced or finished. and it can look a bit odd to the eye. So I like to, that's my opinion, you know, my own preferences. So we've got those in. Now I have got, I think I want these inside. And again, I could use this as filler foliage. I have got these. I love these. I'm going to have to order some more, but they're very expensive. May bring some out. I'm just looking for smaller ones. Let's get that stuff off. And I'm going to bring these here at the top, because I can manipulate those with them having wire right to the tip, and I can do that sort of thing. I've got tape around this one from the price tag. What was on it? We don't want that. And again, you don't have to have them the same, sitting the same. Just manipulate. So I've got two big ones and two more small ones. So we'll bring, gosh, what is that? Oops. Is it on there as well? Yeah. Can't get it off. Never mind. It must be something what's meant to be on it. So I'm going to bring these in as well, and I'll just manipulate those. Oh, no wonder it's not going in. I'm trying to make it go into the framework. And then that's that one. Like so. I think with the bigger ones, I'm going to put one either side here in the centre. So I'm going to cut these down. Again, bringing it down to the bottom, what's on the top. So I'm just going to lift this up. And have those sticking out just under where the red pumpkin is. Do the same with that. Have those sticking there. So that is those. Oh, I'm saving on elastic rubber bands, guys. So let's get to our floral. We'll wait for the seeds to go in. I'll see if I'm going to add those. But with those, I'll probably put those in around the centre as well. But I don't want these either sticking up high. So these are push-ups. So I'll push them right to the top. So if you're wondering, Helen, what push-ups are, it's basically when you cut it off the stem, you are and things are down here, you are able to push up your leaves, your foliage and everything to the top where the flower head is, and then it gives you a longer stem to play with. but I don't want them that long. Again, I only want them reaching around the height of the pumpkins in the centre. So I'm going to bring some on the outside because I want some floral on the outside as well. So I place one in the other corner. I'm just bringing it here because, oops, as I move it, there's a gap where I can see the foam. Oh, I can place that then there and have that. Just filling in that little gap on each corner there. So I've got 3. So what I'm going to do with these is bring them on this corner, 2 on that corner. So let's cut those down. Oops, a daisy. When is there a time, guys? I always seem to drop something. So I'm going to go in here again and bring those to fill out that corner edge on there as well. And also with it being a lighter colour, it's going to add that lovely contrast against all of the other elements that you have placed in there. So I've got 3 of these. Take that plastic off. So I'm going to bring 1, bring it a little bit further here, because this is, if you think about it, is quite compact. Let's push that up. What I should have done was bring the red above there, so I'll have to change that one because I don't want red on red. Let's just get that further in. Just sit down as a bit of depth. So I don't want red on red because there's a red on this corner here. So take the glue off once you've pulled it out, because if you don't, then you'll end up with a lot of glue on top of each other. It becomes really quite thick. So I'm bringing these down. They may look slightly squashed, but I'm bringing the red down. Again, I want to be able to still see the pumpkins. I don't want that one. So then, I'm going to bring the swirly ones in. One was a little bit of swirly bits on them. And I'm going to go these in the core inside where the red is on the outer corner. And again, I'm going to push these in a bit. So I'll go in here. Like so. If you still feel that you want these to be slightly higher, you can. But I'm leaving it as a compact one because I want to see this pumpkin. Now, I should have got 4. Let me get another one. So I want to place these in also. that's as well, Helen, you may see, let me just move this to the side. You may see on some of your stems that you have these little hard prong, I call them prongs, sticking out in several places. That is basically, if you decide you don't want this one on the top, pull it off, and then you can move it down further down the stem like so. And if you don't want that one right on the top there, or then keep one on. Let's keep one on. And you don't want that one, but yet you'd like that one going. If you can see on my hand here, the little prongs, then you could place this one further down, and then you've got it like that. But the ones that you don't want, just snip off right to the central stem, and then you have something like that. These have come all at the top, but that is what they're for. So mine have come like a cluster, like that. So, but that is what you can do. You can move around your foliage or florals, or, you know, your leaves or anything, your flowers on your stems, which is a good thing really, because you don't always want, you know, it as it is on the actual stem when it comes. So if I could get my hand in, I'm going to just place in, I'm going to put one there as well, right opposite in a diagonal position. Like so. I could easily put, but then it'll end up as a bit of a ring. So with these two, I'm going to bring on the smaller ends, or I could bring them, no, I'm going to bring them out on the smaller sides of the arrangement and have them just intermingling with them. So then on above, it looks like that. So now I'm going to get some, I'm not going to use the red, I don't think. Maple leaf, I have to think what it was called then. So place those in there as well. And that one. So now, let's have a look. Cut that one off of the main stem. No, now if I place that on, you will see that it is hiding things. If I glued that on to there. So, again, I could add the odd one on here and glue it onto these leaves. That's where I would glue them. That's a bit longer. So let's pull some off. Oh my goodness. They are quite tough. So I would glue like here. So let's get the glue gun. Put a bit of glue on the bottom. And I place the glue right on the bottom there, and then I'm attaching it inside the leaf of the trailer that's going up. So the glue I'm placing right here on the tip. And I'm going to bring this one inside that leaf. I don't know if you could see that then. I was just thinking you may not have seen that. Oh, one's come off. I'll place that one. But I'm placing the glue right on there. I'm not putting too much on. And then on this side, I will attach it inside this leaf here. So it's got something to stick to instead of on the frame. So it's like that. And again, I don't want everything in the same place. So you've got that. Now I've got these. I'm going to stick these in. I'm going to place them on their own pick actually, because they're not giving me too much of a stem. So let's get our picks out. So one. So now I'm going to bring these in the four corners. Because I've got two of the same, two of those longer ones and two shorter ones, I'm going to place one long one there, one short one there. But I'm not going to place another long one opposite, because then it's identical and then you're going to have two long on one end and two short on the other. So then I swap and place one shorter one on this end and the other long one on the other end, opposite, in a diagonal opposite, a position opposite this one, to balance it then out. So let's just cut. Just fill in that little gap. And then here. You can't see. Like so. And then the long one diagonally, I place it on the opposite side. And then this one on here. So that is what we've got. Everything's nice and full. So now we come to our ribbon. I haven't got a lot on here. That's why I've chosen this one. Let's see. Oh, I say that. Oh my gosh, it's going on forever. Oh, never mind. I just want to see. If just one with 2 loops would be more than enough. See now, could I use something else? Ooh, I wanted to use one with pumpkins on because of the theme. I was just thinking, let's just have a nosy, guys. I've got 12 new ribbons coming that I ordered. I do have this one. It is orange, but the thing with this one, even though it's just plain, it might be better actually. Let me just roll this back up. Didn't realise I've got as much on there as it looks. But this would be absolutely lovely just to sit in, like I say, if you're living in a block of flats or a high rise or, you know, anything like that, and you haven't got a garden, and so you can't celebrate the theme outside. There's no, you feel that, because my sister used to work in, one of my sisters used to live in a high rise, and she said it's awful because it's a waste of time placing anything on the door or anything, because you always get worried in case it gets taken, so you don't do it. So she says the best thing is to do is just have the, you know, your arrangements in the house. So this one curls on its own, guys. It has like little ringlets. So hence the reason I thought I could just have a few coming down. I am attaching it right to the top, but I want to do, I think, just 2 loops. Let's get my scissors. I'll just use a wire, I think. So let's see how high. I don't want it that long. I'm just measuring how long I'd want the tails. So then I'm going to pinch it in like that to hold the streamer. Then I make a loop. You can make, you know, measure it if you want an 8-inch, it'll make a 4-inch loop. I'm just going to see if that's big enough. Or let's see what a 5-inch looks like. No, I think they're 4 of them, but a bit more, you know, just right, because I don't want to make a big bow. So you, for the 4-inch loop, if you're doing it by hand, measure it up to 8-inch on your mat, so you know where it is, and then bend it in half towards your thumb and finger, pinch it in the center. Now some people, when they've got the same ribbon and it's same on either side, don't twist it. I just like to twist it, you know, that's just me. You can just go back on yourself like that and do it that way. But for some reason, I've always been taught to just give it that little bit of a twist, and it will help some ribbons especially to stay in place. Now to measure your loop, just put your thumb and finger in like that. If they meet at the top, then they're fine. Well, one finger of mine is slightly higher, so that means that one, what I'm doing, is just a little bit right there, straight together. So that is where I then pinch it in the center again. I think I'm only going to do, yeah, just the 2 loops. Something's just telling me the 2 loops. I've just cut that. Get my floral wire. Now I'm just going over it at the back, and then you can get a Schnell stick, and then I'm just going to twist it like so. And then I can, you know, organize how I'd like my tail ends to be. Obviously I want them both coming down, so I will pull one into the position where I'd like it. Now you can, we call this in the UK a chocolate box bow. That's what I always known it as when I did real flowers for many years. So it's a chocolate box bow. I think basically because when you get a gift of chocolates, you always see a bow on it just with 2 loops. So they call it a chocolate box. But if I want to just place and cover the centre, you can do you could do several things really. You can fold this in half, and then you can fold it in half again. So you've got that. Now then, once you've done that, you place it in between where your mechanics are, in the centre, so it goes around like that. Then take it to the back. If I can just move that one out of the way. Tie it in a knot. Just pull. And then that, oh, I've got an itch now. Just make sure it's sat where you'd like it. And that covers your mechanics. Now you have these here. You don't need those. So then oh my goodness, I snip off really close to where I've tied the knot. Not too close that it will come away. And then I do the other one. Like so. So then you have covered your mechanics in the centre. So then I will just manipulate that tail end to come back down. So then I'm going to attach it. You can have one either side, so then it becomes where it doesn't make any difference which side the arrangement is facing. Oh, I've got an itchy hand, I don't know why. So I'm going to go on the top. I could actually go around that stem just so that stem then stays in place. Then I'm going to twist the wire. I have to think what it was called. Cut it off after you've twisted it a little bit, and then bend that wire around the frame. And if you have an awkward ribbon like this is a little awkward, it won't sit, the tail ends won't go where they want, I then just get where I like. I just get a little bit of glue and just put a bit underneath it. That's one. And then bring the other tail forward so they sit on each other. And then you can either dovetail or you can just do a straight cut on the end. Oh, I can't get that straight. So then let's wrap that up. And again, if you do, again, you can do a bow both sides if you wish. It's your decision. But then now I've got that bow in, I turn it round, you've got that. So then I think if I did another bow, let's do another bow so you can see what it's like both sides. Sorry if this video is going on, guys. It's just that I'd rather it be that than just doing a little at a time, or it's not showing you what you want to know. So then I'll place that. Pinch it inside. Some people like to do the bows one bigger than the other, so 2 different sizes either side. Again, that's fine. There's nothing that you're doing wrong. Excuse me. I'll just get oh, I've got a tickly throat. So that's that one. Let's just get a little bit to cover the centre and tie it. I'll just move that out again. So it's fold in half. Or you can do your another loop if you like to place in the centre, fold in half again. Place that around the centre, like so. Let me bring that tail end down. Just tighten a knot at the back. Pull really tight over your mechanics so it covers it. That one hasn't covered it, so let me just open it up again if I can, if I haven't tied it too tight. Where's my thingy? Get my little pliers so I can pull on it, get a better grip. Oops. I'm just slowly prising it open. I don't want it to pull and then end up fraying. Here we go. So let's get that back in the centre. Cover our mechanics. Again, tie it in a knot. Just check that it's done. There. And then snip these long pieces off. So then once you've done that, we'll attach it onto the opposite side. I know one's longer than the other, so we'll just cut that one there. And this will also help hide your mechanics at the back of that bow as well. Let's just get that leaf out of the way. And then twist on up there. Oops, the daisy. Snip and bend it around the stem. So let's just get these here as well. And let me hold that awkward ribbon into place so it don't keep moving. Let's do that one. As well. So then let me dovetail these. And if you still want to cover something on the top, I've got this. If you feel you can still see your mechanics, I'm just going to snip a couple of these leaves off. From the birch. Place one there. And then one going the opposite. That way. And I'll get another two. And then I'll place that just like a star at the top. I'm just going through that one's not sitting straight. Oh, it's on the ribbon. Let me just cut that one a little bit. And there you have it. I'm not going to place anything else in. We've got more than enough. Sorry about the length of the video. It's probably gone on about 2.5 hours. I haven't looked. But that is our autumnal arrangement. Especially not just, you know, it's made for anybody's house. But I took on this project into consideration people that live in flats or high rises, you know, things like that, where they haven't got a garden, they haven't got a, you know, they've just got neighbours living underneath them or above them, and but yet they'd still like something pretty. So that's what I've taken into consideration. So from the top, it's like so. You may not be able to see everything now because we've done the top. But if you try and look inwards here, if I show you, and that's the top where I've put the little birch leaves on the top, and then from around the sides we have all of this going around with the pumpkins in. And again, it's a compact arrangement. I could actually just slightly lift that one if I just take it out. All right, and put another pick on it, and then just have it slightly a little bit higher and the others a bit more lower than that. So we'll do that. Right, let's get it in first. Try not to touch anything. Just get my hand below it so I can push it in. Just like that. So it's just slightly risen up. So it's not, you know, it's the highest bit of the arrangement. So that looks better. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And I hope, Helen, at the beginning of the video that I helped, you know, in some way to show you how to place in your foam and everything into a container. Let me lift up the camera. Place these away. I don't want none of those. So I hope you could see on here. I wanted to get mainly the bottom part, so let me just lift it up like that. My husband will like this because these are his sort of colours. He's not one for pinks, even though he likes pink flowers and things in the garden outside. Not in the house. He's not bothered. He's more orange, reds and mustards and things like that. So this is what we've done using 2 pumpkin frames, tie wrapping the top of them together or cable tying them, then getting twine and going all the way around where I paused the video why I did it. So then when I came back on, it was done, because it you know, it can take time. And then I've just made some slits at the bottom of the foam to push these then in, and then it gave me, I opened them up at the bottom. I didn't tie cable tie at the bottom because I wanted it open a bit so I could place floral inside. And so we've got wispy bits, like, you know me, guys, that's my signature stamp, probably amongst many others of you. And I've added wispy bits in movement like these Japanese lanterns, and then obviously bits of the birch, which is quite floppy and moves in the, you know, in the wind, and little twiggy bits, which again is one of my favorite things, twiggy bits and wispy bits. And then we've attached the twiggy bits around just the sides, on both sides, one there, one there, one there, and one there. So we'll call that the front at the moment. So 2 at the front side and 2 at the back, both crossing over along the top. And then we've just got some odd bits of maple where we've pulled them off and glued them to the leaves on the twiggy bits, just to add, so it's flowing all the way up instead of just leaving this bare. So, and again, you could put some lights on it and everything. Hi, hon. Hello. You could put some flashing lights, Christmas lights or anything, and intertwine it within the frame, and also maybe place some at the bottom and then let it light up the pumpkin at the top. And you could do it like that. Again, I haven't got any left from last year, so I need to purchase some, but I don't get them till around November. But I should get them early, really, shouldn't I? Just to do things like this, to show you what it could look like. And then we've got our acorn leaves again, which I've sprayed. If you can see, it's like bronzy colour, copper colour tone to it. And our conifers and our deep red fern. I wanted the deep red fern in for the warmth. And this would sit lovely now in anybody's house, and especially for people with just flats or high rises, sitting there on their coffee table, on in the window, or maybe on the the kitchen table, or maybe on a cabinet somewhere, so they can have something just to celebrate, any season. You don't just have to do one for autumn. You can do ones like this, but with a different frame for any season. So and we've added all different coloured pumpkins: red, creams, hessian, mustard. It's like a olive green and white, like a shabby chic type pumpkin as well. And in different materials, velvet, hessian, plastic, and then paper. The one in the center is a paper, like a paper mache effect, material, which it is. So it's different textures of the same element, which gives that contrast against each other, and it helps to make it look pretty and interesting to the eye. You look at it how I'm looking at it now, and it's like I look at one thing, then my eye moves across and looks at something and sees something different, and then I look somewhere else and I think, oh gosh, there's that there. So something like this is pleasing to the eye to have different elements in. And again, I've done it wispy, but also lower down and slightly compact as well. So that is our arrangement for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I sure did. It's something nice and different. And I hope you have a fabulous day today, whatever you're doing. And I hope, Linda, you haven't worked too hard at work. And thank you for the message. And Sue, thank you also, Susan, for the private message that you've sent me concerning certain things, and I really appreciate it. It's it gives me some new ideas, and also it gives me something to have a look at, basically. So other different suppliers and things like that. So thank you all for that, and your wonderful ideas of other like Linda with the weaving needles. So I've gone and purchased them. They're coming today. They should actually have been by now. So please subscribe, share and like. Again, to the world, to everybody who you know, just to let them know and tell them to just have a quick peek of my YouTube channel and see what they think of the designs that I do, and hopefully they would subscribe as well and watch my videos. That I would really appreciate that, and it would mean so much, guys. And to all you other wonderful people like Sandra, my dear friend, and Janine, and again Susan, Linda, Pam, oh gosh, there's Arlie, there's lots of people. Sorry if I've not mentioned your name. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your loyalty towards my channel. It really is very touching. So have a wonderful day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it may be. Think positive and be jolly. So all the best. I love you loads, and take care. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, before I go, let's just have a closer look. So there's the paper mache pumpkin. Then you've got the plastic one. You've got the brown hessian with the twine going down it. You've got the mustard velvet. You've got the lovely rich red velvet. You've got the orange knitted one there. And you've got the cream coloured velvet one as well. let's have a look here. Oh, and you've got the orange one there again. So yes, and all the wonderful pumpkins. Then you've got the birch, which is here, and you've got the beautiful Himalayan maidenhair fern. Then there's the oak leaves here, where I've sprayed, as you can see, the shininess on it, metallic look, with copper. There's your Chinese lanterns with a deep red at the bottom here. And these twiggy bits, I love them. Your beautiful white or cream maple, and your, I forget what it's called, but that it looks a bit like between a peony and an English rose. Then you've got your seed heads, and then your little baby carnations, and then your chrysanthemums here as well. Oh, and your deep rich red fern also, and your conifer. And then up here we've got the twiggy bits with the little red green and red leaves going across all the way down to this side. And then we've just glued some of these inside, as you can see, that leaf, just so you don't, you know, it hides anything, and it doesn't have to be then attached to the framework. And then you have your bow, which is a bit, you know, when these are longer, the tail ends, they're very curly and they're lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope that if, you know, you give it a go, maybe something along those lines or in different colours, whichever you like, as long as you have a great time doing it and have fun. And to the lady who's messaged me concerning her neighbour, ignore them, my sweetheart. You know, stand proud and do another 2 lovely wreaths and arrangements, and I'm sure they will look beautiful. So take care. All the best, everybody, and have a wonderful day. And I love you all. Bye for now.